Alright, so here's what I know so far. Interestingly enough, let me add this. Do you see on V12 from VFO, this is supposed to be a 5.105 megahertz signal coming into pin 7. That was not there. It was nothing. So after a lot of playing with it, I ended up seeing that the same tube that's on the VFO, 6AU6 or something like that. Anyways, there's 3 of them. So what I did is I took out one and swapped it. I think I was V4 to V20 is what I think this tube I'm talking about is. And lo and behold, I get a signal 5.144 megahertz. Not 5.105, but so close, right? I got the signal now. Switching the tube, I got the signal. So I said, well, that's weird. So let me switch it back and see if it's there again. So I switched it back and the signal's there again. So it must have been some sort of contact in the tube, I'm guessing, right? But anyways, right now, I'm getting the 5.105 signal. What's supposed to happen is that I'm supposed to get an 8.5 signal coming through this bandpass filter on number 3. I've checked the bandpass filter. I put an 8.5 signal here, and it goes right through. And I varied the RF generator right here from way low to all the way up to the peak, and the only signal that goes through is the 8.5 megahertz. So this bandpass filter looks like it's working just fine. So if I put an 8.5 megahertz signal here, it goes through, it goes here, and you know what I can do is I can hear it. It's mixing with this now, and it's changing it to the 3.395 going out to the IF, and I can hear it, and that's working. So V12A is working as best as I can tell. This is working as best as I can tell. So now that moves us to V11 and V10. Here's what I know about V11. Pin number 7 is the heterodyne oscillator. In band, the 3.5, I guess 80 meter band, it's supposed to be 12.395 megahertz coming in on this line. And it is. It's a clear signal. And when I change the band switch, it also changes it to the appropriate heterodyne oscillator signal that you can find out on, what was that page we were looking at? Anyways, they were all listed in the table, and this works. Pin 7 works. However, pin 1 is not getting, if I put 3.895, see how it says the amplified 3.895 from RF amplifier V10? So if I go to the output of V10 here, put a 3.895 megahertz modulated signal, I don't get it here. You know what I get on pin number 1 is a 12.395 signal. It's this signal. Now there might be some sort of interaction with whatever's coming in over here with the 3.895, but bottom line is I can't tell that there's a 3.895 signal here. Not at all. What I do see is a 12.395, just like over here, although I think it might be a little bit smaller over here. It's either smaller or bigger, I can't remember. Bottom line, at the output of this, I'm getting a 12.395. It's supposed to mix the two, and the sum of the different frequencies are supposed to come on the output, go through the bandpass filter, leaving the 12 minus 3 is 8. You know what I'm saying? 12.395 minus 8.895 is going to be 3.895 is going to be equal to an 8.5 signal. So I've got a problem with, right now, I can't figure out what's going on with V11. And why, when I put it on the output, a 3.895 megahertz signal, it's not coming in here, 1, and 2, I mean, maybe it's C419, I don't know. This is hard to access right here, and here is easy to access, down here is much more difficult to access. So maybe I can work it on the top. I don't know. Maybe I'll try that. Put in a 3.195 signal right here on the top of the, looking at the top of the circuit board. You know how you can have access to the pinholes on the tubes. Maybe I'll try that next. And then I also hooked a 3.895 signal to the antenna post, and I had no visual of it on the RF amplifier. I mean, I don't know. It just seemed to be like when I go from here right to V11, V10, RF RF section, things get a lot more fuzzy and less defined. But what I can tell you is V12A seems to be working, bandpass filter seems to be working, and somehow it's here right. And I haven't been able to figure out why I can't get a 3.395 signal, even with out the signal of without the RF generated signal. If I look at this with my oscilloscope right here on the output of V10, I'm still getting a 12.395 megahertz signal, I believe. I think is it possible that it's just going through this capacitor, from one through the capacitor, because I'm pretty sure I'm still getting the 12.395 signal even if the RF generator is not connected. So I'm not really sure what's going on with that. Anyways, that's where I'm at right now. I'll keep you posted. Today is Saturday. I'll try to be able to do this a little bit more today. And well, that's where I'm at. All right, hope you're doing great, and hope we get to see you soon.